I have a message. I'm gonna go in here. The tip to find my pants. I'll throw it right. Put my pants on. They're still a little damp, but we'll put them on. Then I gotta make some mop water. Mop. Yeah, I brushed my hair and put it though. It's in my damn way. Don't I have a hair tie? The amount of fucking hair ties I go through. I also have to check the rat traps. So, I'm gonna mop first, probably. Let me just check the traps first. That one looks like it went off. Yeah, it went off. But there's nothing on it. I gotta reset it. I gotta pull the stove out to check the one behind it. Why is my fucking coffee filtered in the floor? Rat got away. It's probably hiding somewhere. least that one's still set. This one broken? There we go. Get in there. Sorry, trying to get the sink cleaned out a little bit before I make my mop water in it. heat it up. Make sure it's on there or not.
I got to make two this afternoon because they had family problems. So I want to ask you something. I know I'm gonna give you $20 a day, right? A little more, but I need some meat or something.
Let me see what I got.
I'm so shaking right now, girl. You just don't know. I'm so mad. I'm about to cry.
Here.
You hear me? I'm about to cry. I am about to cry. You hear me? And I need a little bit of season.
Yeah, what type do you need?
And they go with meat. I ain't got nothing to eat. You got me shaking so bad. But something had happened to the family. So he couldn't make it. So he called me to let me know that he'd be here today. Well, yeah, I'm gonna cut his ass out. You son of a bitch.
Here, you gotta have the lemon pepper seasoning.
All right, and now put that a couple of cigarettes.
Yeah, let me see where.
I don't know shit more. Oh, that's a piece of my phone. Damn it. Oh, well, they were busy. Thank you. Hey,
You're welcome.
I'll see y'all this afternoon.
All right. Come on. What is wrong with this mop? Get on the spinny thing. Goodness gracious, it's not that serious. it is foggier than shit outside. Foggy. I didn't even make fucking mop water. Oh my lord. There's water right here. I'm gonna put it up real quick. It's from the mop bucket. Wait a second. Okay, we'll do. He wants me to go ahead and order groceries. That's okay. This mop pad in here to be washed. Is it after 11? Because they're not open till 11. But I can order the groceries. No problem. Alright. Swipe left to close or what? Oh. Let's go get these groceries ordered. I have to order for delivery. Where did I put those cigarettes? They're up here. And I have to schedule all the time frame. Okay. I don't know what he wants to do with those. But they everywhere. I don't even have anything to drink yet. I don't have a stand. My stand's over there. Give me a second. Did he leave that other phone or did he fucking take it? Surely he left it. Because he paid for his phone last night. So why would he need two phones? Okay. See if I can find the other phone real quick, okay? Come on, son. Oh my god. He said put 40 in savings and use the rest for groceries. Alright. Why is there hair over everything? That leaves us with $153.60 for groceries for the week. Let me figure it out. And that'll go off on its own, the ashtray will. Right. All these, I have to order ahead for all these. One, two, Actually, I'm gonna get turkey bacon. I don't know if you'll notice. Alright. That's Aldi's. Let's continue. Schedule ahead. Yep, 11 to 12. $102.03 at Aldi's for groceries. Then I gotta go to Target. Alrighty. Substitutions. Let's do that. Not much. I'm scheduling grocery delivery right now. I wonder if they have that game. Why is it $24? We've never paid that much for that game. Come on. Yeah, I'm on early. I'm sorry about that. I'll be right back. Maybe coffee or something. What the fuck? Why did that nothing stay up here? I have no idea how to even clean that. The lid's broken. He could have told me the fucking coffee lid was broken. Now look at what happened. He has no coffee now. I'm about to message him. He could have told me the lid was broken. I don't know how to pick it up. It wouldn't fall everywhere. What do I do now? This will be a holy sticky mess. I don't know how to clean coffee. Whoever's help me how to clean this thick coffee off of the floor. It's gonna take fucking ages. Normally he tells me if something's broken. What the fuck, bro? He in trouble when he get home. Now there's fucking coffee stuck in the fucking room. Oh my fucking god! It's fucking everywhere. This is fucking bullshit. I'm fucking tired. Am I out of cream? I'm using his. Fuck it. I'm using his fucking creamer till fucking look. Empty ass fucking refrigerator with water and creamer. My shoes are stickier than dog shit right now. Why would he not tell me? That his coffee's broken. Give me my fucking mop. Now the fucking mop is stuck in the mop bucket. What is going on? What in the fuck? Not the string getting stuck. What is going on right now? Now I smell like fucking watermelon fucking coffee in my house. Fucking instant coffee's like the stickiest fucking thing in the world. Oh God. He really should have fucking told me. Now my fucking mop is stained. Mop bar's brown. Fucking bullshit. I ain't touching that coffee no more. I don't understand. I really don't. Where's my fucking pumpkin spice? Yeah, that bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you. Give me a second, y'all. Put this in here. Foggy. I'm gonna take When you not pad off, I just put on there and refresh it. Because it's fucking bullshit. Oh my god. I'm just gonna go everything. One second, y'all. That happened. Fucking minute. Morning. I just almost spilled that cup. Oh, now I found my hair tie. Yeah. Oh, God, again? Are they ever gonna stop with the Star Wars on Fortnite? I bet I have to hang on. I bet I have to update, too. I'm so done with seeing Fortnite on Star Wars. Star Wars on Fortnite. Oh my God, I'm tired. What? Y'all kept me awake. What do you want? If Dad says you can have the last peanut butter cookie, you can have it. But you gotta wait till Dad gets home. His daddy made him. Don't shake your head at me, ma'ams. Y'all gotta wait till Dad gets home. You cannot have it right now. I gave y'all 2 scoops of dry dog food in there. Y'all got water. What? Mom's gonna cook breakfast, but every dish in the house is dirty. Again. Because whenever Dad says he's gonna do dishes, what does he do? He don't. So they're staying right there till Dad gets home. Okay? Come here. Seriously, I don't have to update the damn game? I've been up since 6. Because we had so when we woke up for him to go to work, we had a power outage. And so I put it in on our electricity thing. Oh shit! I got the Fortnite crew. Your membership has its perks. I like her. What is this? Is that a lightsaber? Spirit Glitcher. Part of the Eternal Ice Set. Look at that cute little backpack. But when does this due? When do I have to pay it? The 4th, okay. My membership is due on the 4th. Got it. Fortnite Champion set. Fortnite Champion Series. Bundle. Good morning. Another thing I don't understand with people is they get so mad over people playing Fortnite. Do you realize there is fucking gaming Olympics? You can win money from playing Fortnite. Do you realize this? Like, what the Razor's cute. Dunk it. Art's cute. What is that? Oh, Oh, that looks like something Jodeci was doing. I'm surprised Jodeci isn't a fucking character, to be honest with you. No way! Ninja has his own fucking character. No fucking way! Bro! Am I really seeing this right now? How long are you going to be in the shop, Ninja? I need to find out how long Ninja's going to be in the shop. Yo, Ninja. Hey, you know that YouTuber and TikToker named Ninja? He has a character in Fortnite now. Yo, bro. Fuck off. That's so cool. That's fucking wild, bro. Let's go. I probably won't get him though, but like, that's pretty fucking dope. Or like Kai likes it. Fucking mint. Y'all know who Ninja is, right? Well, I didn't see the fucking Star Wars shit. What are they talking about Star Wars? Oh, we have a new area south of Mount Olympus. Yeah, the Spirit Hunter. I'm watching the video. Is it the third? No, it's tomorrow when Star Wars comes out. Lego Festival and Battle Royale. That was it? Damn. Thought the video would be better. I don't know, a lot of people like Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, it's okay, but like they've had Star Wars on Fortnite so many times, man. What I'm excited for is the Disney. People gonna be running and raving from Mickey Mouse and shit. That shit gonna be wild, bro. Fucking can't. Did Ninja fucking like make a YouTube about this? Like what's going on? Hang on. I gotta go YouTube. Watch Ninja. Did he make an announcement? Am I missing something here? I'm tired. I'm living off coffee right now. There it is. I don't see anything about. Yeah, maybe he doesn't even know that he has a character. I'm half expecting him to like make a video or live stream him playing as his character, to be honest. Wait, Ninja blocked I show speed? Whoa. When?
YouTuber and Twitch streamer Ninja shared with his fans that he was diagnosed with skin cancer. Tyler Blevins posted on X that he was still in a bit of shock about it. He learned about his diagnosis during an annual skin check appointment with his dermatologist. He said they're optimistic because it was
You have to go to the doctor for your
encouraged his
skin?
followers to get regular skin checkups.
I never knew this. I never knew I had to have a doctor for my skin. I mean, I guess that would make sense, but I don't know.
Who's ready to play Fortnite today?
Everyone on Earth knows who Ninja is, but his recent streaming habits are causing a big decline in his Twitch viewership. Ninja.
Oh my god. The fact. Oh my god. Let me check my subscriptions anyway. That was 19 hours ago. It doesn't show anything on his skin, but you know, it's in the shop.
Anytime, let's take a look at what's going on. We've got Houston. Boy, Brunner. This morning,
Verizon Small Business Days are here. April 22nd to the 28th. Get a free tech check and special offers like a free 5G phone when you switch. No trade-in required. Partner with our experts today.
Everybody wants super straight, super white teeth. They want that Hollywood white smile. New Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth and 24/7 sensitivity protection. I think it's a great product. It's going to help a lot of patients.
Kansas City, Huntsville, Texas. Take a look at what we've got going on. Huntsville,
Lighting in Kansas City, by the way.
Wow. No kidding. And I'll tell you what, Huntsville, Texas, Brunner, we were watching and have been watching this morning, home to about 50,000 people or so. Probably with the rain rates we have been seeing, a lot of you have probably already been dealing with flooding this morning.
Yes.
It's been a rough go.
So here's the overall threat, and this is for everything. We're going to see flash flooding, but also with that severe weather.
After delivery,
large hail and damaging winds.
Yep.
The highest priority, 2 out of 5 alert, is going to be along I-20 to the Red River. So really north.
My team is out for delivery. By damn time, that shit was always supposed to be here.
Now, this is the morning update.
It's like 2-3 weeks late. I haven't ordered team in 2-3 weeks.
Fort Worth all the way up into Denton.
Because I've been waiting on this.
University as well, so campuses on high alert there. But this is an upgrade for us, where we could see some large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, especially this afternoon. All of that dry air butting up against all of the humidity that's in place this morning. And then the afternoon clearing is going to be a concern, because you know that you've got the rain just to your east, but then the clearing happens, and then boom. We'll watch that today.
I think it's going to look very eerily similar to yesterday, but the clear out could be more impressive. In fact, the computer models are showing that we're going to have mostly clear skies for several hours this afternoon.
Heating.
And the dew points right now, that's how we measure how much moisture is in the atmosphere. It's in the low 70s all the way into North Texas. That doesn't happen that often. It is very humid out there, and that moisture is going to help support those storms.
And a lot of high sun in though too, right? You
Yes.
think of a flashlight, when you put a flashlight down, it's a direct sun. That's going to cause a lot of the heating out there. Look at these storms, but a whole lot of lightning, but the rain filling up a lot of the rivers. The San Jac.
Is it still with UPS? I thought I got transferred.
And communities around them as well.
And we've had severe weather mixed in. So we have a severe storm right now rolling through Cleveland. We've had wind gusts easily over 50, 60 miles per hour. And
I'm going to show y'all what I ordered.
hail. But by far, I know that we have severe storms that are rolling through, but the flooding, I think, is the biggest concern. Hail's a bummer.
So I got doggy poop bags, more of those. They were $1.68.
But we have
For $2.43, I got 20 laundry fragrance beads. You know, like those little packages you just throw in the water. I got my husband a ring that's gonna match his necklace for 98 cents.
Watch what happens close to dinner.
For $12.48, I got me a plus size gothic cami dress that I'm gonna be wearing leggings with. It's super cute.
Even some strong winds.
I also got me the plus size gothic leggings with pentagram stuff like that on it for $8.98. And then for $5.98, I got me some yoga pants with a pocket, and I'm super excited for those.
dealing with more heavy rain.
Okay, we're going to break that down.
I'm gonna show you
Many of you who are dealing with some warmer conditions across portions
the little cami that I got.
over portions of the Cascades, but a little more in the severe weather.
This is the cami I got, the cami dress that I got. Oh, shit. Damn it. Sorry, I dropped my phone. Bear with me. I don't know why it's showing a video. No. Okay. This is it. This is the back of it. And the red has like these little skulls on it. I had a green one, but I got the red and black. And then these are the leggings I got for plus size. One of the leggings. I was like, there's no way that they make those.
As a father who works full time, I want to be an example to show them
that even though education and your dreams can be difficult to achieve, it's worth pursuing that goal.
And then the other leggings I got that has the pocket for like your phone and stuff is these.
Excuse me? Yeah. What's going on?
Discover Cashback Debit gives everyone money back on the stuff they buy. So
And then this is my husband's ring that I got
I know
him.
what I'm doing.
A debit card with cashback. Discover Cashback Debit.
You know the feeling. Those moments when your life changes forever. If you lost,
And then laundry beads. This is what I meant by laundry beads. I got
check your
those.
eligibility at healthcare.gov. Because worrying about
And then doggy bags. I think I only got one roll though.
So, how long
I think.
is it? And how are
One
the
or three,
restaurants
yeah.
here? Are they good, bad,
He got me a poster, he said. I just don't know if it's like, I don't know what poster would be. So I kind of want to log into his to see what he got. I don't have his account on here. Oops.
Feeling Claritin Clear is like...
Thank you. I thought it was cute. That's why I got it. I've been waiting 2-3 weeks for it. I think they were slow because of the tornadoes, baby. That's been going through because our packages were stuck in like mine was stuck in Tennessee for like the longest, like Tennessee area and Texas and stuff like that is where they like were coming from. So I don't know.
Our philosophy targets thin, translucent
But it says it's supposed to be delivered today.
rapid dose science. 98% saw smoother skin and a reduction in dark circles.
I'm Jane Menard, and today we're talking about the Enhanced Fujita Scale. The Enhanced Fujita Scale is damage-based, using the information collected by National Weather Service survey teams along a tornado's path and radar estimations to measure the strength of a tornado. So let's take a look at the damage, starting with the lowest end of the scale, EF0. Minor damage occurs with a tornado of the lowest rank, with wind speeds up to 85 miles per hour. Some broken branches.
Art students, speaking of cute, got together to build some happy little clouds and happy little trees.
Yeah, with sky blue shirts, big auburn wigs everywhere as they all dressed up to look like Bob Ross.
Did you know that Bob Ross could film an entire season of his show, The Joy of Painting, in just 2 days? From brushstrokes that turned mistakes into happy accidents, and a voice that lulled insomniacs into soothing sleep, the artist was phenomenal. And yet, beyond the happy hippie persona on TV, Ross's life faced a tragedy that caused uproars in the hearts of his fans. Today we delve into the life story of Bob Ross, from his peaceful episodes to the battles he dealt with privately. Early life. To fully understand Ross's complex tragedies, it's crucial to explore aspects of his early life. Robert Norman Ross, or Bob Ross as he was famously known, was born on October 29, 1942 in Daytona Beach, Florida, to parents Jack and Ollie Ross. His father, Jack, was a carpenter and his mother, Ollie, was a waitress. Bob grew up in Orlando, Florida, in a humble home. As a young boy, Bob was known for caring for injured animals, discriminating against none. From snakes and alligators to armadillos and squirrels, he cared for them all. His passion and care for animals were later aired in his television show, spread across several episodes. In 9th grade, Bob dropped out of high school, choosing instead to work with his father as a carpenter. However, Bob lost part of his left index finger in an accident involving a saw while working as a carpenter with his father. Fortunately, that would do nothing to affect his ability to paint or hold a palette later in the future. Military career. In 1961, a few months after he turned 18, Ross joined the U.S. Air Force, where he served for 20 years. Ross was a tall man of 6 foot and 2 inches. Towering over most, however, what was an impressive height also turned out to be a problem for him. His outstanding height and flat feet meant that he could not train as a pilot or work on planes. He was relegated to a desk job where he would work as a medical records technician. When Ross reached the rank of Master Sergeant, he described himself as the guy who makes you scrub the latrine, the guy who makes you make your bed, the guy who screams at you for being late to work. Ross was so hard on the recruits that he earned the nickname Bust 'em Up Bobby. However, although Ross was good at his job, he hated having to play the role of a disciplinarian and screaming at the recruits and his subordinates to the extent of being known specifically for that. The soft-spoken man with a gentle personality we all knew later was born out of his desire to distance himself from the man he was in the military, which prompted him to promise himself that he would be softer after leaving, a promise he stayed true to. Ross served as the first sergeant of the clinic at the Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. His time in Alaska was where he first saw snow and mountains, and it was what brought about his interest in landscape paintings as opposed to all other forms of painting. The landscape would be a recurring theme in his paintings later in the future. Would Ross's transition from a life in the Army to a life as a painter be all that he had dreamed of, or will he come to regret his decision?
Can you keep a secret?
The girl's been missing for 3 days.
First steps as an artist. Bob Ross first took an interest in painting in the early 1960s when the United Service Organizations Club started a painting lesson while he was still stationed in Alaska. However, although he found painting interesting and continued to paint, it was not until 1975 that Bob Ross would finally have a deep passion for it. Ross's interest in painting deepened when he saw the show The Magic of Oil Painting in 1975, which was hosted by German painter William Alexander
Not
from
much.
1975 to 1982. Ross had spent 17 years in the Army at the time. According
Waiting
to
on
Ross in a later
packages,
interview,
grocery deliveries,
it
all
almost
that
made me angry the
jazz.
first time I saw Alexander on TV, that he could do in a matter of minutes what took me days to do. At the time, it took Ross days to paint a picture because of the style of painting he'd learnt. However, he had just been introduced to what would make up the rest of his painting career. The wet-on-wet technique was a painting style that involved applying oil paint on top of still wet paint, instead of waiting for the paint to dry before layering it with another. This method meant that the idea could be quickly transferred onto the canvas to create the image, which was what made it a perfect art style for a television program. He painted constantly while he was still serving in the military, and usually sold his paintings, which were usually of the Alaskan landscape, to tourists. He soon began to make more money selling his paintings than he made in the military. He worked in taverns to supplement the money he made in the military, and it was there that painted, although his paintings were mostly on gold panning tins. It helped him learn how to paint quickly, and also to brush up his skill with painting. Ross did not only sell paintings, but he also gave demonstrations, which added to the appeal of his art as people marveled at the sight of him painting and creating art right in front of them. In 1981, Ross would retire from the military after 20 years, and would seek out Alexander, who he had religiously watched on TV up until that point. As a result of his deep interest in learning the art form, he became Alexander's best student. However, that didn't pay very well, and although he managed to arrange a few paid lessons as a painting instructor, it was barely enough to survive on. Ross's signature afro came in an attempt to save money on haircuts.
Check stuff outside.
He let his hair grow and instead got a perm. In later years, he made up his mind never to cut it off, as it had become his signature look. Although he disliked the hairstyle and felt like he was stuck with it, he couldn't cut it off because it had become an integral part of his identity as a painter and man. Ross's hair and style projected a lovable hippie persona. Almost always dressed in denim shirts and jeans, and with a calm speaking voice that bordered on intimacy and made the viewers feel like they were on a one-on-one painting session with him, despite the large numbers he pulled in with his show every episode. Ross had a magnetic effect that endeared his fans to him with every episode they watched. The calm man with his soothing effect and his references to happy little trees and clouds. To some, watching him paint was more than just learning the art. It was also therapeutic. Ross later gained his traveling instructor certificate after he became one of Alexander's traveling instructors. Ross later adopted this method of painting. However, it wasn't as profitable as he'd hoped in the first years of his painting career. In 1983, however, Ross premiered on PBS with his show The Joy of Painting, which aired for 11 years, 3 years more than his predecessor, and much more successful. Personal life. Bob Ross's personal life was not rough, although it did not bear the same calmness and happy-go-lucky tone that his life in his show carried. Ross was married 3 times and had 2 children. He had his first child while he was still a teenager, although not much is known about that child. His second child, Robert Stephen Ross, otherwise known as Steve Ross, was from his relationship with his first wife, Vivian Ridge. The pair would divorce in 1977, allegedly as a result of Ross's infidelity. Ross married his second wife, Jane, shortly after the end of his first marriage. The two were happy together and would go on to be business partners until the time of her death in 1992. Unfortunately, their marriage was not blessed with any children. In 1995, Ross married his third wife, Linda Brown, 2 months before his death. There are speculations about the reasons for his marriage to her. Although he had become a public figure, Ross was secretive about his personal life, choosing to keep things private. Brush with the Kowalskis. Ross's first encounter with the Kowalskis happened when Annette Kowalski attended a painting class he held as a means to cope. At the time, she was desperately grieving the loss of her son and sought a means to escape her pain. Ross's class would turn out to be exactly what she needed, as she was mesmerized by the way he painted. Annette was the wife of Walt Kowalski, a retired CIA agent who had a knack for business and the connections to be successful at it. Their brush with Ross led to the television show The Joy of Painting, and the celebrity status Ross would later enjoy as a result of the TV show. In 1983, The Joy of Painting was created, and PBS stations across the country picked it up. It would air on PBS for 11 years, and in 1984, Bob Ross Inc. was launched by the Kowalskis and the Rosses. Bob and his wife Jane shared equal partnership with Annette and her husband Walt. They had managed to create the perfect avenue to spread the value of art around the world, as the show managed to broadcast to 277 stations daily, reaching over 80 million people. This, however, did not sit well with his former mentor, William Alexander, who had taught him the wet-on-wet technique which he now used on his show, putting Alexander out of business. For Alexander, Ross's action was a betrayal he had never expected. His student had not only stolen from him, but also showed to the whole world that he could do it better, an act that bothered the mentor. Although Alexander claims to have created the wet-on-wet technique, the painting style has been in existence since Caravaggio, who was quite known for painting with oil colors. Alexander had failed to realize exactly what it was that drew people to Ross's show. It wasn't because of the painting style, although it helped that he could finish a painting in a half hour before the show ended. However, it was Bob's personality, his calm, sensual tone, and his ability to get even the restless minds to relax and follow along with his painting sessions. It did not matter if they were painting at home themselves or if they were simply watching as a means to idly pass the time. Unfortunately, the same could not be said for Alexander. His strong German accent, which interfered with his pronunciation of English words, did not elicit the same emotions that Ross was known for. Ross's Joy of Painting show did bring joy to those who watched him. He had created an atmosphere for people to simply be themselves, as they learned painting with him as a friend. Bob Ross's painting style was very easily taught and would have been quite easy to copy by anyone truly interested in painting. However, what they couldn't copy was his personality and the true and honest passion his voice and actions portrayed. In an episode of his show, Ross painted only in gray tones after he was approached by a fan of his work who wished to paint but couldn't do so because he was colorblind and only saw in gray tones. His compassion for his fans drew even more viewers to his show and had people singing his praise, showing that he wasn't in it for the money, but he truly loved what he did. Ross utilized the half hour each episode aired to paint, making sure to carry his viewers along with the technique, and sometimes even entertaining commentaries.
Bottom line is, moms love that Land of Frost premium sliced meats have no byproducts.
Hey, Baloney here.
I thought this was no byproducts call.
Land of Frost Premium, a slice of love.
I'm a Spice Girl. Do you know what girl power means to me? Sarah Ball, Lauren Hill. That's real girl power, mate.
Set to Black. Rated R. Only in theaters May 17th. Ross continued to find ways to make his show even more interesting for his viewers, including bringing in his pet squirrel, Peapod, on the show as a special guest. Audiences found this delightful, and Peapod would continue to make an appearance on the show. Surprisingly, in the 11 years that the show aired on PBS, although the show was top-rated and aired 403 episodes, Ross was never paid for any episode. They were all done for free. However, Ross made his money through other means. Their interest was in growing the show and receiving publicity for their company, BRI. The company marketed instructional books, videos, and art supplies using the Bob Ross name. He also offered painting workshops with teachers who had been trained in his method of wet-on-wet painting. By 1991, their sacrifice had paid off. What was once a company built with an idea of what could be had turned into a $15 million per year enterprise. Unlike the Kowalskis, Ross did not care much for the money that was earned. Instead, he was more interested in creating a platform where people could learn art much like he had, and have quality products while they learned the craft. The Kowalskis cared more about maximizing profits, even if that included cutting corners. It is often said that money has a way of bringing out people's true personalities, and in the case of Ross and the Kowalskis, this would not be far from the truth. Unhappy accidents. As the years rolled by and the partners' relationships continued to grow, rumors would start to circulate about the dynamics of their relationship. It was rumored that Ross and Annette were involved in a secret affair. However, the Kowalski family denied it to be mere rumors. However, years later, Steve Ross, Ross's son, would bring it up once again, alluding to the fact that it was indeed true. Issues began to stem from what had been a peaceful relationship between the business partners when Ross's wife, Jane, passed away in 1992 from cancer. The business partners had agreed in a contract at the creation of the company that following the death of a partner, their portion of the shares would be divided equally between the three remaining business partners instead of passing on to their relationship partners. With the death of Ross's wife and the division of her shares among the others, Ross had become a minority vote in a company that profited off his public image and his name. In John D. Rockefeller's words, a friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. Jane's death was the catalyst that would prove these words to be true in Ross's life. The show must go on. In the 11 years that the show aired, although Ross had some special guests, people and animals included, there was one who was more special than all the others, his son Steve. Throughout the show, Ross continued to invite his son to the show to paint. He would sometimes sit and make small commentaries as Steve dazzled the audience with his painting, sometimes dropping small hints that showed his true intentions. Ross was preparing for his son to take over his place when it came time for him to retire from the show. However, although Steve was a good artist himself, evidenced in the paintings he created both on the show and outside of it, he did not care to follow in his father's footsteps and take after him. For Ross, his son was a terrific painter, and he knew he would be able to carry on with the show if needed. However, for Steve, it was not the same. The pressure of following in his father's footsteps would put a strain on their relationship. A fight broke out between the two, and they didn't speak together for several years as a result. The two would, unfortunately, remain estranged for a long time, and would only speak again after Ross was diagnosed with lymphoma just a few weeks after the death of his wife. In a later interview, Steve mentioned that he regretted his decision to not take over from where his father stopped. Although his illness had weakened his body and the diagnosis had weakened his spirit, Ross continued doing what he loved best, spreading joy one painting episode at a time. Ross continued making videos until he could no longer summon the strength it would take to get out of bed in the morning, let alone paint for 30 whole minutes. Despite the ticking time bomb inside of him, Ross managed to keep his diagnosis a secret from the entire crew that he worked with, as he continued to spread joy and laughter with his jokes and stories while he painted. With his impending death hovering at the back of his mind, Ross delved deeper into his painting, creating about 3 or 4 episodes a day. Not only did he wish to have more episodes out for his viewers after his death, but he also used it as a means to take his mind off his problem. Unfortunately for him, the people whom he had once called friends were no longer there for him. They cared more about what the disadvantage his death would put them at than the loss of a life. There would be no Bob Ross Inc. without the man whose identity created the brand. For them, it was all about finding a solution to their problem so they could continue to profit from the brand even after his inevitable death. As the end loomed nearer, the Kowalskis became desperate for the answer to their problem. The Kowalskis had turned into his greatest nightmare, and there was nothing he could do about it except for one. After 403 episodes equaling 13 shows, Ross ended the series with parting words no one could have known were messages signaling goodbye. The show began on January 11th, 1983, and ended in 1994. One of Ross's goals was to host a TV show, and in 1995, as his life neared its end, he did just that, appearing in the show Elmer and Friends. Unfortunately, this would put an even greater strain on his already waning relationship with the Kowalskis. Now higher shareholders in the company, they believed they reserved control of the company and him since he was the face of the company. Ross had appeared on the show, wearing a wig to cover his already thinning hair. The Kowalskis believed that the audience would find out about his illness as a result, and it would only affect their business. Ross continued with the show, choosing to make the children happy, and to fulfill his life's goal of hosting a TV show, instead of appeasing the Kowalskis and their need for financial gain. The Kowalskis could tell that Ross's time was coming sooner than they hoped, and they would need to do something about it if they had any hope of enjoying the proceeds the company had begun to yield. While on his deathbed, Annette Kowalski visited the Ross family, although it was not a friendly one. Armed with a contract that meant Ross would have signed his name and the use of his likeness over to them, she approached Steve with claims of signing a contract that would help them create a memorial for Ross following his death. Steve, appalled by their sudden change of behavior towards his father since the news of his illness broke, refused to take the contract to his ailing father. Although Annette returned home with no signature on the contract, the Kowalski family had not given up their plans to own everything that concerned the artist. With each passing day when he did not sign, they grew even more agitated. Ross's life meant nothing to them past getting a single signature on a piece of paper. For them, his legacy and likeness were more important than the man himself. The Kowalskis constantly bothered the Ross household with calls, caring nothing for the dying man who had taken to bed for his last days of peace before he left the world. Steve recalled in an interview that his peaceful father lost his peace with every phone call. He would often hear him shouting in his room, yelling, "You're not getting my name, I'm not giving you my name." Although Ross tried to hold on to what he cherished, keeping away the Kowalskis for as long as he could never have expected what would happen following his death. Life after Ross. On July 4th, 1995, Bob Ross died due to complications from lymphoma at the age of 52. Ross's death had not come much as a surprise to him. For most of his adult life, he had given in to the addiction to nicotine and was a cigarette smoker. He had battled several health complications throughout his life and had expected that he would die young. He was buried at the Woodlawn Memorial Park in Gotha, Florida.
Like that. Here at Gummy Clusters. Unleash your senses.
Much like every area of his personal life, Ross had kept his diagnosis a secret from the public, with only close family and friends knowing about his death. The general public would not know of his death either until much later, after he had been buried. Even in death, the Kowalskis cared more about what the knowledge of his death would do to their business than about the fact that they had lost someone who once saw them as friends, even if he had been nothing more to them than a business opportunity. With the information of his death kept secret, only about 40 people showed up to his funeral. The Kowalskis had not been present. With Ross now out of the way under the terms of their agreement, the Kowalskis had full ownership of Bob Ross Inc. Although the Kowalskis had gotten what they wanted, it was not enough. With Ross's death, it was only a matter of time before the general public found out about it, thus losing the advantage they had. Annette and Walt wanted more than just the company, as there was no way to keep it going now that the man whose face the company was built upon was gone. Nothing else would work if they couldn't lay their hands on the right to his name and likeness. The Kowalskis' interest laid in using Ross's name for merchandising, which they couldn't do until they owned the rights to his name. They decided to try the aggressive route. Although Ross had not balked under the weight of their pressure and signed over the rights to his estate before his death, they were now going to get it using the legal way. Ross had written the Kowalskis out of his will and testament, leaving his estate and the rights to his name and likeness to his son, Steve, and his half-brother Jimmy Cox. However, although that should have been enough to protect them from the Kowalskis and their scheming, they were about to be faced with more than they could have ever bargained for. The Kowalskis countered his will, claiming ownership of everything that Ross had owned during his time working under Bob Ross Inc. The Kowalskis had done their research and were in it for all or nothing. In an interview he had, Steve recalls a phone call he received from Annette 2 days after the death of his father, where she told him he could never create a business regarding painting with the Bob Ross name, however. He was free to do anything else as long as it was not related to painting. At the end of his life, Ross had done all in his power to make sure that the Kowalskis never ended up with his intellectual properties, including his name and likeness, certain to address these issues in his will. He went as far as marrying his third wife, the nurse he had met while he was in the hospital, however. That would do nothing to prevent what was to come. The Kowalskis sued for Ross's estate, suing both his third wife and half-brother. They wanted everything that he had worked on and worked with, from the paintings he had made to the paintbrushes that swiped across the canvases to create the artwork. The Kowalskis were on a suing spree. Not only did they sue the Ross family, but they also sued WIPB-TV, the PBS station that had been home to The Joy of Painting show and a PBS children's TV show, for $500,000. The children's show had been the same one that Bob did towards the end of his life in 1995. Ross had appeared in a green screen since he'd grown too weak to travel at the time. However, that would do nothing to stop the Kowalskis. By the time they were done, they owned almost everything that concerned Ross. Would this be the end for the Ross family? Or would they find a way to fight back and get back all that they lost? Bob's legacy. With the loss of his father and everything that concerned him, Steve was frustrated. The Kowalskis and their desire to sue anyone who stood in their way had instilled fear in him. Following the advice of his lawyer, Steve decided to sue them before they could find something else to take from him. He conducted his research to find anything that would prove that he had ownership over his father's name, and he did indeed find it. His father had made preparations for that, so that, however, Steve was about to have a rude awakening. Jimmy Cox, who had been made guardian because Steve hadn't been old enough, had signed some papers to make the lawsuit they were faced with go away. Unfortunately, that meant he had signed over all rights to Bob Ross Inc. They had taken everything, including the tape recordings of conversations between Ross and the Kowalskis. Unfortunately, Steve lost his lawsuit against Bob Ross Inc. in June 2019. Achievements. By the end of his life, Ross had painted approximately 30,000 paintings, and although many other artists have done notable works that deserve accolades, despite his unusually high number of original paintings, Ross's paintings are rarely ever found in the art market, usually snagged before news of their availability hits the market. Because of Ross's desire to keep his work from being turned into a means of financial gain, his paintings have never been sold in major auction houses. Bob Ross Inc. continues to own the rights to many of the paintings he created while the show The Joy of Painting aired. His first painting, A Walk in the Woods, was originally sold for about $100 by a station volunteer who bought it and hung it on his wall for 39 years. However, now it's been appraised and stamped with an asking price of $9.85 million, one of the few paintings he created that are not owned by the Bob Ross Inc. Although Bob Ross was a very famous artist, his art style has been described as a cross between fine art and entertainment memorabilia by an art appraisal service. His work, which bears a sharp contrast to other traditional artists, is most commonly sought after by fans of the show, instead of wealthy collectors who prefer more seasonal pieces created by other artists. The only paintings owned by Bob Ross that continue to be in possession of collectors are those which were sold during the show, and the ones he painted before the show that Bob Ross Inc. have no claims to. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one.
It's magnificent.
Lock your style, Amy Winehouse.
I just want to see more of you, so the audience can connect with you more.
You don't think they connect with me now?
Experience the voice you know.
I'm a Spice Girl.
And the story you don't.
I need to live my songs.
Only on the big screen. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. Rated R. Only in theaters May 17th.
Switch to the Google Fi Wireless Flexible Plan and only pay for the data you use. Get unlimited calls and texts for $35 per month for 2 lines. Then it's just $10 per gig for data. You'll get high-speed hotspot tethering, and you can use your data on tablets with data-only SIM cards at no extra cost. Switch to Google Fi Wireless today.
It held the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 9 weeks, turning her into a household name.
She made history with 3 #1 singles from her debut album.
Had anyone told you that Gottwald had slipped Kesha a date with Joe?
You gotta see it. You couldn't keep that. Somebody
Did Dr. Luke ever give you a roofie?
now some shit's about to go down.
People made sexual advances at me. So.
Now he's a DJ.
Brunner parties in electronic music. Nobody has ever encapsulated these 3 aesthetics quite like today's deep dive subject. The 2010 grunge pop party princess herself, Kesha.
Now, just to make it clear before we start, this video isn't about Kesha the activist, who bravely shared her story in 2014.
No. This is about everything leading up to that.
We're diving deeper than we ever have before.
Because me and Shelby are actually starting at Kesha's dramatic conception.
Her subsequent birth at a house party,
followed by her truly traumatic childhood, growing up with an addicted mother.
Now, who would be the ones to rip out of impoverished obscurity? 2 of the biggest producers the music industry has ever seen. Max Martin and Dr. Luke would call a 17-year-old Kesha up and convince her to drop out of high school to become a superstar. But at what cost?
Kesha would be stripped of her personal, unique, individual style and given an entirely new persona. Record labels and our executives and even Dr. Luke himself would build her new party girl pop star image from the ground up. truly dousing the early 2010s in alcohol and glitter.
This would sell millions and millions of records and cause a digital revolution for pop music. Now, the Sheldon Search Bar Sidebar Special, I'm going to be diving into that horrible night in a hotel suite, the subsequent lawsuit between Kesha and Dr. Luke and her former management company, and just how Kesha would have her career dangled in front of her, all before TikTok was even released. Kesha would be forced to make a decision that would explode her onto the scene, but would also contractually bind her to the very man she accused that night in 2005 on the 12th floor of the Mondrian Hotel.
There's even more than that, but we're gonna save it for the video. It's 2010, bitch, so grab your Converse,
Your favorite party dress,
hop in our limousine,
and let's get the bottles poppin'.
because we're about to deep dive into the untold and truly dark world of the queen of 2009, Kesha. To start this tale through the world of electropop stardom, we have to first dive deep into some very dark country roots. So hop in a deep dive time machine with Shelby and I back to the 1970s, where Kesha's mother and self-proclaimed hippie Rosemary Sever, otherwise known as PB, was getting her footing in the music industry, alongside her husband at the time, Hugh Moffat. Now, PB and Hugh would write the classic song, Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You. Johnny Cash would pick up the song and record it a few years before his tragic passing. This song would make it huge when Dolly Parton would cover it 2 years later.
A couple of years later, Dolly Parton heard it, recorded it, and it was a #1 record.
And make Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You a huge hit. Major record labels took note of this and signed PB Sever to be the next huge star in music.
Your mom was a singer. She wrote like country music.
Yeah, my mom was in a punk band, and then she started writing country music for like Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton, and so I've just been around it. And then I realized it's kind of all I can do, so I'm really happy.
That's good. That's good.
Kind of working out.
Yeah. But when your mom used to perform, didn't they said that she put you like in a guitar case?
Yeah, one of my first memories was her like singing, and I was like looking at her, and she told me I was in the guitar case, like kicking it.
So over the next 3 years, PB and Hugh would welcome their first child into the world, Lagan Sever. While Lagan was a newborn, PB would write and record her debut album. This would be a label-backed push that had the potential to change PB's life. However, PB's world would be completely turned upside down when one day in 1984, she received the most devastating call of her life. Hugh Moffat, PB's husband, announced over the phone that he was leaving her and running away with their son's Montessori preschool teacher. Because Hugh was already in the industry, all of their mutual friends labeled PB as the crazy one. She lost her network, every connection, and every industry friend that she had in the blink of an eye. She suddenly had nothing. This would send PB Sever on a multi-year-long bender and cause her to completely ghost her album, simply just never showing up to a session again. The only people who saw PB during this dark time were her toddler son Lagan and her drug dealer. However, from this bender would come one of the most golden and iconic pop superstars the early 2000s had ever seen. Around 1986, amidst the bender, a purple-haired PB Sever discovered she was pregnant. The father? We'll get to that a little later. PB seemingly never quit partying during her pregnancy.
You were born at a party.
It was. I mean, my mom was kind of
a hippie.
totally out of her mind. But so she was giving. She's like about to give birth, about to pop, and
She was at a party when her water broke.
okay, she wasn't at a party. She threw a party.
Get ready. Here we go. The ifs are coming.
Really bend those knees, lady.
They're wild. They're crazy. Ooh. They're turning our world upside down. Oh. If May 17th.
New Bright Reveal Niacinamide Serum visibly fades post-acne marks by up to 40%.
Please don't ask what a spicy McCrispy is. That would make me feel too sad for you.
Need to replace Monkey? With Chewy Auto Ship, get it delivered again.
and again. And get 35% off your first auto-ship order. We got celebrity John Hamm to be in our Minute Maid Zero Sugar commercial to get you real thirsty for the greatest tasting zero sugar juice drink of all time. Frankly, Mr. Hamm couldn't do anything to make Minute Maid Zero Sugar lemonade taste better or make you any thirstier for it. But when you sign John Hamm, apparently there's no takesies backsies, and you've got to use them anyways. So hopefully that explains the sad.
Great taste, zero sugar.
When you're pregnant, they come to you. So she invited all of her friends over, and they were just kicking it. And then all of a sudden, I flew out.
Surrounded by her closest friends, she found during the darkest moments of her life, PB would give birth to pop phenomenon Kasha Rose Sever. The life of a songwriter in the 1980s was sadly just as unlucrative as it is today. Thus, PB would bring up her children amidst poverty while battling multiple active addictions. Some of Kasha's earliest memories are shoplifting with her mother when she was only 5 or 6 years old. Her mother telling her, if you want something, you just have to take it. In the early 90s, around the time Kasha was 5 or 6, PB moved the family to the country music capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. PB tried her hand at the music industry once again. This time though behind the scenes, as a songwriter. While Kasha attended elementary school, PB would hustle, waiting tables by day and attempting to put together a music catalog at night in hopes of securing a publishing deal. Now, after creating her catalog, when it was finally time to pitch herself to labels, PB was so embarrassed by the way her relationship to Hugh ended. She couldn't face the same people who had shunned her all those years ago. She instantly crumbled from the embarrassment and shame, and instead became an anonymous staff writer with a major label. Now, during this entire ordeal, PB noticed a spark in her young daughter, Kasha. She began rapidly developing an interest in music, songwriting, and singing. Her voice was incredible. She had a strong, sneering vibrato that only comes around once a generation. Her voice was not only angelic, it was unique. PB recognized the pure talent pouring out of her daughter and began bringing her from studio to studio to record music, even as a young child. Kasha's mother really uplifted her talent and encouraged her to pursue even her most wildest dreams. However, on the flip side, Kasha and PB both described their relationship as toxic and deeply flawed. PB explaining that her children grew up in an alcoholic family and that they had some very rough years, describing many of their arguments as volatile screaming matches where they would blow up at one another. This fighting would be on again, off again for years. As Kasha grew up, her relationship with her mother got more and more toxic. She began rebelling and completely changing her image. Frequently, Kasha was called to the principal's office for outfits that she'd styled for herself. One particular occasion being her purple hair and purple velvet pants that she'd actually sewn. However, teachers were truly picking on her for nothing, as she was an excellent student, receiving scholarship offers to Brunner, an affiliate school of Columbia University, even scoring a 1,500 on her SATs. Kasha was a shining student with a bright future, but she also possessed a rare gift. She could create incredible music. By the time Kasha was a teenager, she was recording music non-stop. PB knew Kasha had something very special and wanted her to be the star that she never was able to be. She began sending her daughter's demos to different producers across Nashville, hoping and praying for one of them to bite, and they actually did. PB had given 2 of Kasha's demos to Samantha Cox, the senior director of writer and publisher relations of BMI at the time, and Samantha was about to change Kasha's forever. She passed 2 Kasha demos to the likes of pop music